TL travelers, and welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. If you are new here, you might not know that we actually just returned from a trip to Mexico, and over the course of the pandemic, we actually have not been doing a lot of travel. This is for multiple reasons, but we had a list of 5 to 10 items that we really wanted to be in place. I call them my safe to travel necessities, but it really came down to more than just safety, comfort as well. And I wanted to sit down in this video and share those with you guys. Before I do, I just want to put out a quick disclaimer, which is that I have absolutely no problem with anybody who has chosen to travel safe and responsibly throughout the course of the pandemic. We personally chose not to for a couple of reasons that you're going to learn about in just a minute. But this is like a safe space, no judgment zone. I really just wanted to share these things with you guys, especially for anybody who's sort of like waiting for a sign to go somewhere. I feel like this could be of help to you. So I call them my like safe to travel necessities, but in reality, it's just the things that we personally wanted to have in place. And, you know, perhaps some of these will help some of you. So if you're interested, hit that like and subscribe button, stick around, and let's just jump into that list right now. So first and foremost, we really wanted the travel advisory to be lifted. There was about a 5-week period there where we did go to Mexico, where the advisory had changed from Canada recommending that you do not travel at all, avoid all non-essential travel, over to if you're vaccinated, proceed with caution. And that was important to us because while I have flexibility in my work, Derek does not have that kind of flexibility, and a lot of his like return to work policies are based around the government policies, and we really didn't want him to be missing out on more work than he needed to. And then also from an insurance perspective, our travel insurance covers us if there's, say, border closures or any sort of issues in the countries that we visit, but only if we're traveling there while it's advised to do so. If we choose to travel against government advisories, that sort of voids the insurance that we have, and we didn't really feel comfortable taking that risk either. So having that advisory lifted was really important to us, and although it is back up there, we're really glad that we were able to travel when we did. The second thing that we were looking for was direct flights so that we did not have to transfer through the United States. And this was for 2 reasons. The first being that obviously if you are going from 1 flight to 2 flights and transferring through another airport, your close contacts are greater. That's just how it is. And if we were going to take the risk of contracting something, as we were traveling, we really just didn't want to like catch something on our way down there and then be sick while we were supposed to be enjoying our first trip away. So that was the #1 reason. And then the second reason is just because with border like limitations and procedures and paperwork and all of that kind of stuff changing what feels like daily, we really just wanted to deal with that for Canada and not have to worry about things changing in the United States and having that sort of affect what our flight would look like along the way. So direct flights were really important to us, and I think that sort of until all of this is really figured out and like over, that's going to be something that we are going to prioritize a little bit more. The third priority for us was to be traveling to a location and from a location with lower case rates and higher vaccination rates. At the time that we chose to travel, because this trip actually happened at the end of last year, our case rates here in Alberta were quite a bit lower. Case rates in Mexico in our destination were lower, and vaccination rates were going up. So per 100 people, the case rates were low, hospitalizations were low, all that fun stuff. This was prior to the new wave that we've just had. And yeah, we felt comfortable traveling, knowing that we probably weren't going to pick anything up. And we also felt comfortable that we weren't going to be the people who would potentially bring it with us to our destination. So that was important to us. And yeah, pretty much as soon as we saw those case rates way down, we were ready to go. #4 was specific hotel requirements. We really wanted to visit a resort that had PCR testing available to its guests on site. It was really important to me that I wasn't having to go out into the general public to track down and arrange a test, both for convenience, but also just like out of respect for people who were local, who do need access to those tests, they don't have the option to come onto a resort to get tested if they needed to go back to work. So I didn't really want to be like out there taking tests from them in order for me to like get back to Canada after my vacation, if that makes sense. So for those reasons, we wanted testing available on site, and then staying at a resort that covered us for extended stay or quarantine if we did test positive was also really important to us. I touched on this in a prior video, so I will link that as well. But we really wanted to stay in a hotel that, should we test positive, would cover the cost of our stay for two reasons. The first, obviously, just because like financially, that's a great incentive, but also we wanted to avoid any sort of like scams that we've heard have happened or been happening. And obviously if the resort has no financial incentive for us to test positive, they're not going to present us with a false positive in order to have us stay and take up one of their rooms. So that was really important to us as well. And Secrets Akumal Riviera Maya is where we ended up staying. They had all of those policies in place, and we had heard really good reviews about that like whole program as well. So we felt comfortable with that. And yeah, I think that's definitely a policy, again, that we would want in place for our next adventure as well. And then last but not least, also in relation to the hotel, we had some room requirements because at the time we really weren't sure what we were getting ourselves into with an all-inclusive resort destination, if it was going to be really busy and we were going to feel really uncomfortable, or if we were going to feel comfortable sort of being out and about. We ended up feeling very comfortable at the resort, but just in case, a couple of the things that we wanted in place were to have like a swim up room where we could enjoy the pool and sort of like some privacy away from the main pools if they were really busy. And then also a hotel that had 24-hour in-room dining for the exact same reason. So we had those things available, and they ended up being a nice bonus anyways. So I definitely like don't regret springing for the swim up room or the preferred club to get us that in-room dining and a la carte breakfast, which was really nice. We kind of got to like avoid the buffet altogether. So I would definitely do that again. But like I said, we felt like safe walking around the resort the entire time. Secrets, like they did a really good job at just sort of like keeping everybody safe and sanitized and all that fun stuff. So no regrets there. But as I was traveling and posting about it, I had a lot of questions in my DMs on Instagram, mostly from people who know me well, who were asking about like how I decided that now was the time to travel. And I thought it might be a good idea to share this with you guys, this information and sort of our perspective on what made us feel most comfortable. Obviously, everybody is going to be different. Again, some people have been traveling this whole time, no judgment there. But if you are someone who has concerns about traveling and you're just not really sure when you're going to be ready, I would highly recommend making a small list of the things that need to be in place for you to feel comfortable, and then just kind of relaxing, sitting back and waiting for those things to like come to fruition. Avoid the stress of constantly trying to figure out like if you're making an emotional decision or not, and make sure that your first time back out is exactly what you hoped and dreamed that it would be. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I post new travel content every single Sunday, and my birthday is coming up. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to post another adventure for that. And then until I see you next Sunday, stay great, travel safe, and I'll see you in the next one.